Hello, Internet. Starting off the new year with a 2022 shop update. Here's just a little tiny tour of my shop. One of the projects we're going to be filming soon is the regrind of this spindle. I got this lathe obviously used. From what I understand, it was in a school in Southern California. The chuck goes up against the back, but it's not seating on the taper. And that's a big problem because the chuck is wobbly and I can't center anything. So I got the Themac grinder, got me the correct grinding wheel, and we're going to be regrinding this in a tutorial video. I haven't really seen very much online at all on how to do this, and I've reached out to some people to get some ideas. There was a company I talked to that guided me through what I needed to do. The other option was to have somebody come and do it, and there are people that will come out and do this, but it would have cost thousands of dollars, and I could have just bought another lathe. That's how expensive it was. My lathe is a Takasawa lathe. It's the CD1000. It's a very popular lathe, but it's kind of rare. I have seen it in some shops from some YouTubers. I believe if you've heard of Dragon Man, he has one in his shop. And there's a guy in Australia, I can't remember his channel, I seen one in his shop. It's a solid lathe. I really like it. I'm really happy with it. So I want to make this work. I have two really expensive gator chucks, a 4-jaw chuck and a centering 3-jaw chuck. It's a chuck that will allow me to adjust. Even though it's a 3-jaw centering chuck, I'll be able to zero it in with adjustability. That's a better view of the lathe. I'm doing a little electrical work on it. I'm doing cleaning on the internals, getting it all ready. I've got wiring to do on the oil circulation system, and I've got a DRO that's broken that I have to get some parts for and fix. It's nothing major, thankfully. But the lathe runs, it works great. I'm happy with it. You can see just how heavy of a machine that it is. That's pretty solid right there. And there's the DRO. The tailstock I have off right now until I'm done with the spindle grinding. Another project we have coming very shortly is a welding table, and I am in the process of sourcing the parts to build a hydraulic forge press. Those are going to be the projects starting off the new year, and something I'm tossing about right now. I haven't made up my mind yet. I bought this. It was a deal for $150 for 2 swords. Of course, you get what you pay for. Now this is pattern welded steel, but it's Chinese pattern welded steel. You know, the quality isn't that great. There's probably inclusions in here that you can't see. I don't know the quality of the steel that this is made of. You know, the manufacturing in China is full of corruption, and I don't have a lot of faith in the steel that comes out of there. I thought I was going to refinish this, and you can kind of tell it's dulled and a little bit scratched because I was going over it with some stones. But as I was sharpening, the blade really thins out right across here. And overall, the blade is not as wide as a typical samurai sword should be. A real samurai sword is going to be much, much wider. I have used this for cutting bushes and it worked great. But what I'm thinking on doing, and like I said, I'm not decided yet, but I was thinking about possibly cutting this down and making some smaller basic knives out of it. One of the problems with doing that is this right here. So the first knife that I cut off of here will actually come out pretty good because it's got the groove that stops, and then, you know, I got that little number there. And of course the blade will be sharpened, polished, etched, all that stuff. It'll look really nice. The blades behind this, I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with this groove, because at that point the groove will obviously go all the way through the tip of the blade. So I have some thinking to do. What I might do is I might still cut this down and make a knife out of this end, and then in the future down the road, as I get more subscribers, what I'll do is I'll make that knife available for free to somebody out there. What I'll do with the rest of this, I don't know. Again, it really depends on what I can figure out in regards to this here. This is a problem. Now they do have, you can buy these without this, where the blade is just nice and smooth. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to waste any more money on these. If I buy another samurai sword, it's going to be a decent one, something over $1,000. But I might even attempt making one this next year. I don't know. But this is something to look forward to. And of course, we're going to be finishing the ceremonial pipe first among all of these projects. So that's the beginning of 2022, and hopefully this year will be better than the last few.